Hey folks, I'm Isadora Passos. I am the founder and general coordinator of MAIS and an accepted student into Stanford University. Today I'm going to be walking you through my application process, showing you how I got into Stanford as an international student from Brazil who has also lived in Mexico. Before we get started, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at MAIS Startup. And I also want to thank you, the entire Crimson Brazil team, for helping me throughout my application. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't even be applying for universities in the US. Imagine getting accepted into Stanford. So thank you so much. And if you're applying for universities abroad, don't forget to follow them on Instagram at Crimson Brazil. They have study cases, webinars, and tons of resources in Portuguese for you. And if you don't speak Portuguese, you can follow at Crimson Education because they have as much as resources in English. So let's get started. I first heard about the opportunity of applying to universities in the US during the middle of my sophomore year, but I only started working on that after listening to a Crimson webinar where I felt incentivized to apply because I felt like I had a strong academic profile already. So I started working on my application at the end of my sophomore year, and that's about the time when I launched MAIS. My intended course in Stanford is mechanical engineering. However, during the application process, I was also considering astrophysics. And now my story is gonna get pretty unique. I have moved 4 times alone during high school, which means I have studied in 4 different schools with totally different methodologies. I have studied in Colégio Militar do Recife, in Pernambuco, Brazil. I have also studied in Colégio Farroupilha, in Rio Grande do Sul, Brazil, in Colégio Bonja, Joinville, Santa Catarina, Brazil, and in Colégio Americano de Saltillo, in Saltillo, Coahuila, Mexico. And during the application process, I was really afraid that moving a lot would be a disadvantage for me because I didn't have activities with long-term commitment, and the teachers who were writing me the letters of recommendation only knew me for less than 6 months. However, it turned out to be a highlight, actually. I got the chance to adapt to different methodologies and show the universities that I could succeed in any of them. So about my GPA, I had a 9.8 out of 10.0 final average in strong academic curriculums. And I am highlighting that because universities want you to take the hardest courses you can. They are looking for students who are going to take on challenging classes. And just for you to have an idea of how challenging my classes were in high school, I already knew all the contents from the Brazilian Common Curriculum by the end of my junior year. And in my senior year, I had a chance to take an engineering class in my school. So I took classes like calculus, statistics, advanced physics, and graphic design. And I also went beyond my high school. So by the beginning of my sophomore year, I had already concluded common mathematics, which means that I already knew calculus 1, 2, 3, and a brief introduction to calculus 4. Still talking about grades, but moving on to standardized testing, I decided to take the SAT over the ACT, and I scored 680 in the English section out of 800, and I scored 800 out of 800 in the mathematics section, which gave me the super score of 1480. I was kind of worried applying to universities with this score because usually accepted students have at least 1500, but I believe that the fact that I got a perfect score in mathematics and that my intended major was science related kind of helped me with that. Another standardized testing you have to take is the SAT subjects. However, they're going to be discontinued by the middle of 2021, so I don't think you're going to have to take them. And I didn't take them either. I was about to take the Math 2 and Physics subject tests, but they got canceled because of the pandemic. However, I still was able to show that I would get pretty high grades in other sections of my application, such as the honors section, where I showed some medals and scientific Olympiads related to mathematics and physics. And the last standardized testing you have to take is an English proficiency exam. If you have studied 4 years of high school in a school where the main language is English, I don't believe you have to take it. However, I only studied in an American school in my senior year, so I had to take it. I opted to take the Duolingo English test because it was cheaper and it was more practical because of the pandemic that was going on. I got 130 out of 160, and since the universities only ask for a minimum of 120, I didn't retake the test because this test is only for proving that you are able to handle a course workload in English. So 120 already proves that, and I didn't worry about taking another test just to get a higher grade. So as I mentioned before, I have some medals in scientific Olympiads, and there is a section on your application where you can actually show it. It's called the honors section. You can add up to 5 honors or awards you have received, and these are the following ones I included. They were ranked in order of importance for me. So the first one was an International Science Fair credential for Fora de Ciencias y Civilización in Argentina. It is an international level, and I received it during my senior year. The second one was the second place at the Brazilian Scientific Initiation Fair in Engineering and Applications high school category. It was a national level award, and I received it also in my senior year. The third honor I added was the second in country and first at Colegio Americano de Saltillo in the Mexican Math Olympiad of Syndica Education. It was at both school and national levels, and was also during my senior year. And the next ones I received during my junior year. So the fourth honor was my gold medal in the Brazilian Astronomy and Astronautics Olympiad at a national level, and the gold national and state medals in the International Mathematics Without Borders Olympiad, which is an international level since it is an international competition. Now moving on to my favorite part of the application, the extracurricular activities. I decided to only include the activities I was interested in continuing in college. And in this section, you can add up to 10 activities that are important to you, and they are ranked based on their importance. So you probably already guessed it, but my first activity is Founder, General Coordinator, and Mentor at MAIS, founded online platform for educational opportunities and mentoring. Coordinate 70 plus mentors, directly help 650 plus students in 8 academic mentoring programs. And that was back in the day. I mean, nowadays we have more than 140 mentors and more than 1,500 students. So we basically doubled the numbers. And I took this activity during my junior and senior years of high school. My second activity was a research project called Harassment Prevention Keychain, constructed a device that sends alert messages to emergency contacts using engineering method, and second, a National Brazilian Scientific Initiation Fair. My third activity was an internship at Produtari, a business management engineering consulting. I was the youngest production and finance intern. It was also during my senior year. Activity number 4 was being invited to a highly selective scientific initiation project in the courses of combinatorial analysis and programming, which are at university level, as well as being awarded a scholarship in the same program, but the junior version of it during grades 9 and 10. Activity number 5 was volunteering as a National Mathematics Olympiad content producer at OBMP's Educação. Extracurricular number 6 was the research project Dark Matter and Energy, which I presented in the Colégio Militar do Recife Science Fair, and it was the first place in its category. Extracurricular number 7, Student Council founder at Colégio Bom Jesus and first class representative in Colégio Militar de Porto Alegre and Colégio Militar do Recife from grades 7 to 10. Activity number 8, I was the director of Central and South America region in the Tiger Global Case competition, which is at an international level, and we also were the best performing team. We reached 263% out of our target. Activity number 9, I was an ambassador and 2020 Facebook group leader for the Yale Young Global Scholars, which is a summer program at Yale University. And activity number 10, being a jazz dancer. And now I want to talk to you about the additional information. Most videos are not going to even mention that because most students don't really know what to do with it. But I used it as a space to add additional information about my awards and extracurricular activities. So I talked about MAIS because it was my main extracurricular activities, and I used this space to get into details about what I do as a general coordinator, about application processes, about our Instagram and projects. I also used it to list my additional awards. So I listed Best Delegate in the 2020 Saltillo United Nations Simulations, Bronze Honor in 2019 International Youth Math Challenge, Honorable Mention in 2019 Brazilian Mathematics Olympiad, Honorable Mention in 2019 Santa Catarina State Chemistry Olympiad, Silver Medal in 2018 International Mathematical Kangaroo, Silver Medal in 2018 Brazilian Geography and Earth Sciences Olympiad, Bronze Medal in 2018 Brazilian Astronomy and Astronautics Olympiad, Bronze Medal in 2018 Brazilian Mathematics Olympiad, Gold Medal in 2017 Bronze Mathematics Olympiad, and Bronze Medal in 2017 Brazilian Physics Olympiad. And I also use this space to talk about MAIS, which basically consists of writing a business plan in a group to present in my school's entrepreneurship competition in Colegio Americano de Saltillo. And I talked about it because I love the project we worked on. We basically produced a functional casein-infused gum that was capable of eliminating the sensation of pain after eating spicy foods. I also mentioned a particle accelerator research project, as well as a wind energy and its contributions for technological innovations research project. Besides that, I also added some extracurricular activities that I didn't get the chance to mention in the activities section, such as being an ambassador for international challenges and competitions, being a volunteer English teacher, and a volunteer physics and mathematics mentor at my school. And to sum it up, I listed some extracurricular courses, such as my summer programs in University of Michigan, University of Chicago, and Yale University. And I also mentioned some online courses I took related to engineering, calculus, and scientific research. Besides including that I had concluded Kumon Advanced Mathematics, Portuguese, and English courses on sophomore year. And yeah, those were the stats that got me accepted into Stanford University. If you found this video helpful, please leave a thumbs up. And if you're interested in listening about my essays for Stanford as well, leave it in the comments. If you have any questions, please send it to us on our Instagram at MAIS Startup, because in the next video, I'm going to be answering some of your questions about my application process and Stanford. Click on one of the videos appearing on the screen and see you in 5 minutes.